Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Show Me Your Feed podcast with me, Jeff Leach, and her, Jenny Bloody Zagrino.
Hello.
That's her full name. Don't forget the middle name.
The bloody is very important.
Absolutely. Blood comes into your life in multitude of different ways. She's bloody excellent at everything she does.
So much
she
blood.
celebrates the blood of the new moon and the menstrual cycle, and also has the blood of her ancestors coursing through her veins, which has given her the power.
Turns out everyone has the blood of their ancestors.
But yours allows you to, of your
Mine.
ancestors. Everyone's running around with a little bit of Zagrino blood in them.
Well, what can I say? I'm one of the chosen.
Welcome back to the podcast where we dive deeply and rather intrusively into the social media feeds of our guests. Today we got an incredible gentleman. This man's a writer. He's a stand-up comedian. He's an actor. He's done a bit of everything. He's written for Arrested Development. You can catch his podcast, Probably Science, on all good platforms right now.
All of them.
You can see him on TV doing stand-up on all those late shows. It's Mr. Matt Kirshen. How are you, sir?
Hello.
What a lovely intro.
There you go. Well, you've got to look
very
after
He's very good at the intros.
your people, right?
Yeah.
My
What?
people.
Someone's been media
British
trained.
people?
There we go. There we go. Well, we from England.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's bloody
I
English.
said British people.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so cracked out on fucking caffeine. I didn't even hear what you said, and I just went, "No, England." And you're like,
All you're hearing now is just roaring in your head.
"Why did we give this country back?" That's what I'm hearing.
All Jeff can hear right now is the sound of phone books being ripped up. It's just, iron girders being bent. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
exactly.
It's just,
I love it.
Just
That's what I'm
metal
feeling
screens.
inside.
Yeah.
I feel like I could do that. I've had so much caffeine, I could probably bend an iron bar in half without
I'd like
even
to
trying.
see you in a singlet, holding up a couple of dumbbells.
Yeah, exactly, with a big moustache.
Yeah.
Like a 1905.
Yeah, holding up
Pugilists,
a bar, holding up a bar with
1950s
like
pugilists.
two women in bathing suits,
Oh my
like
gosh,
hanging on either end, but like
yes.
old school bathing suits.
Yes.
Well, it was easier back then because the beatings and the lack of food. So like
Yeah,
the
they were
women,
lighter.
rations,
the
yeah.
women paid £30
Their
a piece.
bones were
you
hollow.
know.
Didn't you know that?
Hollow bones from all that lead paint in all the
Like a
toys.
sparrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like a bird.
all the asbestos in the air. Like they're
Hollowed out those bones.
barely people, just more like marionettes.
Yeah.
It's all that lovely smoking through pregnancy.
Yeah.
Really lower that birth weight.
I can tell the improvisation is going to be exceptional on today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So, Matt, welcome to
Thank
Show Me
you.
Your Feed. What is your experience with social media? Are you a heavy social media user? Do you turn your nose up at it?
We talked about this off camera, and I'm a little worried about the sheer mediocrity of my feed because
I'm
I don't go.
excited.
You were like, well, so what comes up in your algorithm? I'm like, I don't have, because I'm still just about tenuously clinging onto Twitter, which was the one I always liked.
Really?
Well, I've just signed up for Blue Sky, and I think I'm going to do Threads.
What
'cause
about Threads?
I'm going to do that as well,
Okay.
because I like words. I'm much
People
better
are-
at words than picture. I was never a picture person.
No,
I was
Yeah.
never a video.
as a white man, I get it. You should definitely keep X in the background
Well,
just in
Just a
case you
little
ever,
bit.
if the
But
Well, this is the thing.
if the
I've
civil
now.
unrest happens, you have to at least appear like
Threads
you
is
might
like
be.
people are having so much good traction right now on
Really?
Threads.
Really?
Yeah, like
But Twitter has just gone every day now, because I got into this loop of reporting Nazis, and then every day I get another email from Twitter. In the morning, they come in at I wake up in the morning, they come in at some point in the night,
Yeah.
and it says,
We
found
reviewed
no
your-"
violation
Yeah.
from Iron Cross
Oh
1488
my God.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And it's just like, okay, so either you've just AI is moderating it, or the people
Yeah.
that you've got moderating it are just seeing nothing.
It's AI,
So it is
and
just,
also Elon has said, if it's Nazi
let it,
shit,
let
Let
the
it go.
odd,
let that go
let
through.
those
That's all
runes
right,
go.
yeah.
Let's.
what is a little Nazi here and there? Come on.
Just
So
a
I
little
think-
forthright between friends. You know what I mean?
So I think I'm going to have to give it up, but it is, but I don't. I technically have a TikTok account, but I'm not even signed into it on my
Okay.
phone.
Do you remember your password?
I could reset it.
Okay.
China's listening 2024
Yeah.
Yeah.
asterisks.
Exactly. And then I my Instagram, if you look at my Instagram feed, I think the last post on my Instagram was, "Hey, come and see me at the Comedy Cellar a month and a half ago." It was just
Oh my God.
Why are you so?
I'm not, because I'm
Because
really.
he's married and in love.
But I'm not a picture person. I'm not, like, even as a kid, I didn't like having my photo taken. It
Yeah.
seems weird to then be in a job where you're constantly having your picture taken and
And you're
videoed and stuff. But I'm
being
not.
looked
I'm
at
very.
24 hours.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not that flavor of show off.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
I'm a
right,
different
right.
flavor of show off.
What flavor of show off are you?
Well, like I like I like writing funny or clever things and
Yeah.
either saying them out loud or putting them on paper and then having people go, that was good, that thing you did. Like, that
Yeah.
gives me, that's the dopamine hit I need. That's like,
Yeah.
a,
Okay, yeah,
well
yeah.
done, good boy, pat on the head. But I don't,
Okay.
but then if it's like, oh, let's take a picture of you, I'm like, oh God, I look weird. Like, I don't know. Right now, there's like, what, 6 cameras in this room?
I don't think you look weird.
I
You
don't-
are missing a top lip, but aside from
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
everything.
and just-
no, but I mean,
And the viewers here can't also see that the left-hand side of my skull is missing. On
Is
the right-hand
it?
side, yeah, there's
What
nothing. It's just
happened?
open. It's just open. Just to the elements.
that's the
but
smell.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
what
it.
that is.
That
It's
was
just
the
rotting
smell.
from the inside.
Yeah, no big deal.
But-
oh wow, yeah, no, it's interesting. I didn't even
little
notice
gnome
that.
comes
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
and is like, what?
There's
Oh,
a little gnome fishing
So
outside of his head.
suddenly it's bad to have a fishing gnome in your skull.
Yeah.
No judgment here, my friends.
So yeah, I don't. So my algorithm is pretty paltry.
Okay.
But
But
then,
that's going to be interesting because, like, every other guest we've had on is either an avid user of social media, so their algorithms, I think,
Mm-hmm.
are very much based on what they're digesting. A lot of us scrolling through. Yours is going to be, I feel, more. What does the social media? Was that a file? What the fuck was that? That was.
That was the apartment moving.
the apartment,
Stairs.
the whole apartment has flatulence.
That's hilarious.
That was very like moving castle kind of deal. It was like
I was
the
like, do I
house
draw
is
was
awakening.
attention to this?
It's a
I was like,
ghost.
you just gave a funny look when it happened, so I was like, I don't know if like Jenny's just let one go. And should I draw attention to this? What I was going to say is that yours is going to be the social media apps force feeding what they think you
It
should
is,
be
and,
looking
and,
at.
and we looked when I looked at it in preparation for this because I actually had to look at like 3 different social medias
Which
just to
is
even
what
get
we
enough
want.
videos.
We want that.
But I think Facebook/Meta/Instagram has worked out like 3 things about me. Maybe.
Okay.
He's English.
Yeah, that's
He
not even
hates
one
Nazis.
of them. Yeah. Well, let's not go
And
too
he's got
far.
a hole
Yeah, he
in
doesn't
his
hate
head.
them. He like associates
I just find them
mildly.
annoying,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
too
yeah.
many of them. I'm just trying to report enough to get like a
Get the
good
numbers
amount of
down.
Nazis.
The numbers
Yeah.
down, yeah, exactly. Like a football team's worth. That's what you need,
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
6 aside, not 12. We're not
Wait, guys, what kind of football are we talking about?
the right kind. The only kind that exists. Am I right, Matt? There's only one type of football.
Yeah, well, I'm American now, as you know.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck!
He just passed.
Damn.
So, yeah, USA, baby.
Yeah.
USA.
Who's
Get out-
who's
get
your
out of my
team? Who's your
country.
NFL team?
I mean, I think I'm gonna have to adopt Rams because they're
Is that your
the
what
LA
ladies?
that's
Is that
the
your
LA
ladies?
They still...
no, she's from Denver, so like her family Broncos.
And you don't support by association the Broncos?
I don't think it doesn't really work. Well, I guess it does kind of work that way
Yeah.
a bit more in America, but it's not as deep lying as you know.
I didn't
think
know you were an abusive husband.
I think it's yeah. I think like even Holly supports LA teams. Like
Right.
She supports Dodgers, like LA Dodgers for baseball rather than
Oh, so she's a
Rockies.
charlatan too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
But
support
also,
the
she's now lived
Dodgers.
here longer than she's lived in Denver.
Yeah, but I support the Dodgers because they used to be Brooklyn Dodgers.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm supporting them for purely historical reasons.
And I support a woman's right to make decisions about her own body.
Yeah.
So,
And the
To choose
fucking
your
Brooklyn
team.
Dodgers, dude. Come on.
how did you manage to avoid the doom scroll drug of social media?
No, I don't.
And
But I doom scroll the word ones. So like it was Twitter, and
Oh,
now it's
yeah.
going to be like Blue Sky and Threads, and so I doom scroll that way too much. But I just don't. Just pictures and videos don't interest me as much. That doesn't. I don't know what it is. That's not what
Yeah.
makes my brain light up in the same way.
just you're like the perfect nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, you get your
Yeah.
dopamine
Words
from
get me
words.
off. Yeah.
I'm basically like, guys, the book is better.
Oh my god.
You gotta the filmed version is okay, but you really got to go back to the source material
Yeah.
to
Do
really.
you use things like Reddit? Are you a Redditor?
No, I've gone on Reddit. I have.
Because words and that mentality lend
Yeah,
itself.
I think Reddit's a bit too scary. It's too in depth. Although I do know someone, I know a rocket scientist, guys, and
Okay.
but he did say that if someone asks a space question, if they ask it on Yahoo Answers, you get he was like the answers people confidently give are drivel.
Right.
But
Yeah.
he did say on Reddit, generally after a day or so, the the answers that have been voted to the top tend to be pretty much dead on.
Right.
So the answers on that are accurate, but then also
Yeah.
Reddit has
Reddit
just terrible
actually
stuff.
is rocket science.
So Reddit does, but I tend to go on Reddit if I have like a
Yeah.
question about something, or if
Right.
I'm genuinely
Yeah.
like I want to know
Has
this thing.
Brie Larson done any nude scenes?
Yeah, exactly, that kind of thing.
Boom.
For
Reddit.
science. For
Yeah.
science.
Yeah,
For science.
Yeah.
That's what
actress
that's what
lower back photo.
NSFW actually means not science for work.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
All
nuts.
right. Do you use other apps? Are you like the social media apps? Clearly, are a little bit of a. You keep
But I
them
do,
at
but I
arm's
do
distance.
still find like Twitter is a silly amount of time doom scrolling on that.
Right,
So I
Yeah.
do
right.
spend time on that and other.
Yesterday on the airplane, I did a classic Twitter scroll, which I hadn't done in a very long time, and it was actually kind of satisfying
Yeah,
to like just read shit.
and I
Were
did.
you looking at just the original page where it just shows you stuff, it for you stuff, or did you go to
I had to turn that
followers?
off.
You had to go to the
I
follower
don't
thing.
remember.
I had to turn that. I got pre-Elon. I went between the two.
Right.
But
Yeah.
now you've got to go straight. You've got to go just to the people you follow. You can't do the for you threads
Yeah.
because it is just like something sportsy that you like, something political that's
A
okay.
Trump
Nazi.
rally mean
Yeah.
Nazi
It's just-
stuff. Yeah.
Mine has been like, oh, I actually screenshotted something yesterday that was on the feed that was the Trump bobblehead of him getting shot. So it was a bobblehead.
Is he selling these?
Yes,
course he is.
with half of it was bloody.
Oh, can you make it like bobbly, like like from the recoil?
I mean, I wish, but no, it was like so.
Back
it was like
and to the left.
So it
That's
was
the only way it
bobbling,
goes, actually.
Yeah.
It's
and then
back
it was
to
like
the left. Yeah.
blood, his shirt open, and then his other hand doing this. I was like, I can't believe this is real. And then a lot of like AI.
I can't believe you bought it and turned it into
I
a butt plug.
did.
That's the most amazing
Did,
part.
and the bobble's still in there, it's still bobbling around.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't the part where you guys said. Like Trump bobble butt plug.
It was a Trump.
Yeah.
Hey. Should we get into our first clip? Should we go
Let's
and
do
dive
it.
into Matt Kirshen's clips? Let's see if we
Yeah.
can
All
get
right,
through
let's
all 9
see-
clips
let's see
on
how
one of our
boring
shows.
it is.
Let's go see one of these boring clips.
I don't think it's gonna be that boring.
I don't think so. I think it's going to tell us a lot about you.
We just-
Oh,
Okay.
that doesn't look boring. This looks like it's going to be a
This is-
mukbang
This
video.
is,
Okay.
this is what Instagram served me up when I first scrolled, and I was like, one of the things Instagram has worked out.
So this is Random
You like
Nation has
cats?
posted this. Oh, let's get a cat, they say. It'll be great.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of the things Instagram has worked out is that I have got 2 cats, or
Okay.
at least it knows that I have some association with the cats, and I think it's because I have fallen a couple of times for the cat toy adverts, and I've
Yeah.
not actually bought it, but I've looked at it for long enough for the algorithm to realize, you
You- oh.
got
We
yourself
can
a
send
cat.
him
He's a
on
cat
cats.
guy. Got
Yeah.
it.
We can send some drop-shipped Chinese remake of a ball that moves by itself that has a tail attached.
Oh, I love it.
I would love that if I was a cat.
And it works for 3 days and then it breaks and
Yeah.
it's over. All right, let's
then it
watch it. shall
catches
we?
fire and burns your house down.
Holy shit.
and then this is why I stayed, because it was just a compilation of cats.
Just fucking everything
I
up.
love these.
Oh, good save.
What surprised me the most is how many people have cameras in their house these days.
Right? That poor guy. Cats are dicks. Look at him.
Yeah.
Is that blood?
Suka.
Wait,
Yeah.
was that blood?
I think that was blood. I thought he was overacting to the point that it's fake, but how do you train a cat to do that?
What the fuck? Holy shit.
That's a ghost. That's a
Yeah.
specter.
That was crazy.
I mean, it's just home security footage of cats ruining things, and how could you not hate that? And we're back
Oh
to the
my
beginning.
god.
I want to see that guy's bloody back again. Was that blood?
I also, did you hear what he said after? He was like, Suka! So he's Russian.
He's
so he's going to
Russian. Suka,
fucking
blядь.
murder that cat. He's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
murder it.
Yeah.
That was video number 2, him just fucking putting it in the washing machine.
Killing the cat.
Just like turning off the camera.
Are your cats dickheads like this, or are your
They're a
cats
different
nice cats?
flavor of dickhead, but they do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they will.
This is a pretty intense.
Not to that level of intensity, but they will like chase each other like lunatics around the house. And one of them is not a knock things off surface cat, but the other one is will look you dead in the eye and just one by one knock things off shelves.
I love that. I love that in a cat. Just the
Really?
the audacity.
Yeah.
Dogs don't have audacity. Cats have audacity.
And he'll do it as a like he knows he's doing this as a fuck you. Like he sometimes in the morning he likes to go out of the back door. We've got like a back door with a window that he goes to. Yeah. And he'll whine about it, and I didn't open the door. So he looked at me, jumped from the bed to the air conditioner onto the dresser where Holly keeps her makeup, kept looking at me dead in the eye and started knocking stuff off until I just like went to grab him, and then he goes back to the back door and makes a noise again to open it. So it was 100% intentional. Just
he was literally going, look, I want to go outside, and you're just not doing the thing I need.
Exactly
so
that.
I'm going to
so
fuck
do
your life
something
up.
that I know gets your attention, which is
dogs do that too. Dogs
You think so?
can be. I mean, they do chase their own tail. They're more self-harmers.
Yeah.
Dogs are self-harmers. Like if you haven't taken them out for a walk yet in the daytime, they'll just run around in circles and go, "I'm going to go." Absolutely crazy. I'm literally going to have mental issues if you don't let me outside. Whereas a cat will go, I will fuck all your crystalware up.
Yeah, that's exact. Whereas the older one, he doesn't do that, but he used to, before we got the younger one who kind of kept him in check and like really changed his personality. He was a street cat. He was like, you know,
had a flick knife.
He was a bit feral.
An eye patch,
And he would leap out of the darkness at you and just like basically bite you. Like he would like you know, remember the old Pink Panther movies?
That's because he was hunting coyotes on the mean streets of Los Angeles.
Like the way was it Kato? Was that the name of the character of the Pink Panther?
Which one was that?
The assistant who lived in his house and like attack him randomly.
Oh yes.
Oh, in the old school
oh
movies.
My God, yes.
And but it was like it's like that. You would be walking down the hallway and just out of the darkness, out of nowhere, he would just like launch himself 3 feet and latch onto your. Like I had my legs until we got the younger cat and it calmed me down.
Yeah.
I went to the dermatologist for like a mole check. And he looks at my legs and goes, "You got a cat?" Because they're covered in like scratch and bite marks. It's just completely.
You should have said no.
I was like, no. I think it was like
just a girlfriend.
I think he was like 50%. Like I assume this is a cat, but I need for legal reasons to check that this isn't self-harm.
What if he was wrong and you were being abused at home?
Well, I think that's what he was self-harm or other harm. I think there was a bit of it's my professional duty to check this.
What's happening at home?
Do dermatologists have to sign that oath, or do they have to give that oath?
They're mandatory reporters.
I will dedicate myself to checking for skin cancer and or domestic abuse cases.
Yeah, like if someone has carved into their skin, I love my mother.
Then go E45 cream's good for that.
Yeah.
So that's a dermatologist. I don't want my dermatologist giving me fucking therapy advice or calling up, Child Protective Service.
I don't know. It sounds like you're getting a 2-for-1 deal. Sounds like you're,
This is America. Like you've got to pay for each doctor's visit. This is just this counts as one copay now,
dude.
That'd be hilarious if you
could
find
still go to England to get your
instead
medical
of paying
stuff.
$250 for a therapy session, you just find the cheapest medical practitioners out there. You go to your local vet. It's like it's $35 to get my cat dewormed. So let me just go in there and ask, like, listen, I've been really struggling.
They do take the same
Hippocratic Oath, right?
But it's like cat Xanax and dog Xanax is the same as human Xanax.
Yeah.
Right.
So
there was a woman in there. I took my dog in to get. If I want to take her to Japan, I have to get fresh rabies shots, even though she's already had them and she's already good. Yeah. But so we had the first one, then we just had the second one, and there was a woman in there with her dog, and her dog was like shaking, was terrified to be in the vet. But this woman was really, I could see why. The woman was mollycoddling her dog, and oh baby. She was called Princess Leia, the dog. Beautiful dog, very sweet.
I love it.
But then she was like, I go, is your dog okay? Is she okay? Can I say hello? And she was like, yeah, she's just a bit nervous, but you can say hello. And she was like, she's on 3 pills, so I don't know why she's like that. And she was like, normally when she just gets a bit funny, I just give her a Benadryl, and that just calms her right down. I'm like, no wonder this dog is like shaking. It's having fucking withdrawal symptoms from whatever.
I give her Adderall when she's having trouble working,
right?
Just finishing tasks.
This woman was literally just slipping her dog the fucking Xannies on the side and stuff.
Sometimes you need to. Sometimes, look. Yep. Sometimes
do you
need to.
medicate your dog like that?
If we're traveling, she takes medicine.
Mm-hmm. And as we know, and we've talked about already in this podcast, she has had Class A narcotics a multitude of times.
Okay.
By accident.
By accident. I mean, as far as we know.
You didn't just come home one day and the fucking TV's gone and she's just sitting there with a little pipe.
Was she trying to do coke, but it was cut with cheaper stuff?
I think so. She was just like, well, this is all I can afford. But
a little joint with catnip and just laced with fucking.
But she also, though, when she goes to the vet, shakes uncontrollably.
Really?
I can't help. Yeah, she's just she hates it. She knows
My dog,
something's going in the
she's
butt.
cool. She's chilling there.
Yeah, because your dog is like,
Perfect.
oh my God. Next clip. Jesus.
I mean, I feel like, by the way, before we move on to the next clip, you can pull it up. Before we move on to the next clip, I do think if you don't use social media a lot, social media, they really have three
Cats.
pulls. It's sex, sexual shit,
Yep.
animal content, or what can
sexual
we,
animals.
or what can we sexual,
Or-
or what can we sell you? It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
a product that you might use.
But even to sell you, they have to start working out some stuff.
well, that's how
about-
they bring you in with the
Yeah.
animal stuff. Like,
Yeah, but
are
I
you a
think-
cat person? No. All right. Well, then you want to buy this new non-lethal self-defense weapon. It's a taser gun with pepper spray on the front of it.
I would buy a taser gun with pepper spray.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
For my cat.
For the bedroom. Am I right? Let the lover know who means business. Come on, let's get second clip up.
All right, what is this?
Who is it? Is it me or is it Jenny up next, Jeff?
This one?
Oh, okay.
This is one of yours.
This is one of mine.
It says Famous Bachelors. I immediately thought it has to be yours. There's no way I would
Yeah.
watch an account called Famous Bachelors.
I will say this. I didn't watch the full clip, but I always enjoy it, and then eventually I get bored of it. But it does show up it showed up in my feed, and then my friend sent it to me. It was
Okay.
like, wow, and I'm like, I guess this is my brand.
So not just the computer algorithm, but also the social algorithm.
All of it. The whole
was like-
happens a lot.
algorithm.
yeah,
Yeah,
people were like, Jenny needs to see
Jenny needs
this.
to see
I
this.
send a lot of clips to Jenny for this podcast, for the purpose of this podcast, and I also send a lot of clips to about 4 or 5 other friends who like that stuff and
Yeah.
share stuff. And now, it absolutely, when I go to a clip that's for you, when I look at it, it's already been liked by one of those 5
Yeah.
people. So it really
Yeah.
goes, oh, you guys are all the same
Yeah,
person,
it
right?
knows. It knows.
All right, let's have a look at Famous
right.
Bachelors. Here we go. Beep, boop.
But I told her I don't want to lose you, but if that's what you want, I wish you the best.
Yeah,
She said okay to
you
that.
gave her an escape in the second
Dude,
sentence right
you
here.
emphasized
You
your own
said-
message. I thought this was an obvious breakup text that I didn't need to know.
If you would have been vulnerable with the boys about what was actually going on,
I
you
could've said
would have
this.
said, no, we, not you.
We could've said this.
We.
I love it.
You saw a little bit of hesitancy coming from her, and you said, I'm done. I'm done. I give up. Why didn't you tell me this earlier? You never told me. She's been here at this house before. Why didn't you tell me? You didn't tell me. This is 5 months ago. This is how you would have. You could have told me that earlier.
I love it. Just bros getting together, figuring stuff
Really
out.
break
Yeah.
it down like an advertising meeting in a business.
Do they-
You could have asked for it.
do they
You
know
could
that
say,
someone's
why did you
filming?
break up with her?
Oh, of course they do.
You're not vulnerable about any of your relationship. She broke up with you. I'm thinking I should text her back.
What if she misses him though? She might miss
She
him.
could be in another stop giving him false hope.
But I told her I don't want to.
I love it.
I like
Okay.
the breakdown. I like the community aspect of it, and the fact they're
Yes.
actually they're really imploring their friends to be vulnerable, to just be
Yes.
open with the bros.
I think what I liked about this is this is like it's like friends. My friends do this. We go together. We analyze text. The best is when you meet someone you don't have to analyze their text.
Right.
That's number one.
You just get each other.
Yeah, but like this, I was like, I don't know about you, but I've made so many of those text mistakes where I've assumed something over text, said it, and then someone else has been like, "Why'd you say that?"
Oh, because
Why'd
tone
you
is
just
not.
do
You've
that?
misinterpreted tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would never have read that text like that, and I'm like, but that, and then you realize everything is just drenched in your own projections.
Correct, and that
Yeah.
everyone has a different picture of who you are.
Yeah.
As well, and what you're thinking, what
so
you're feeling.
just call people.
Just ask them honestly and go, hey. Was that intended this way? Oh, it wasn't. Great. I can let go of that thing rather than holding on to it for the next
Yeah.
few months.
I-
Are you vulnerable with the boys? Do you
yeah,
like
do you
being
feel like you
vulnerable
have boys
with the
you're
boys?
vulnerable with?
I don't think I've had. I don't have conversations like breakdown text like that. I don't think
No?
I've done. Yeah.
If you were having a problem with your lady, which of course you're not, but imagine you having a difficult period or different something like that, would you open up to the boys? Would you set up a round
Put it
table?
on the science podcast.
I mean, I would definitely put it on the screen like it's in a writer's room, like they just did, and just like really break it down and just
You put it on one of your podcast episodes.
yeah, you just
I
have
that.
like a
Just
writer's assistant who's like typing for
Yes,
you,
Yeah.
and just like
I'm not saying she's a bitch. I'm just saying like
yeah.
sometimes.
Tony,
What are-
Tony, can you just read back what we said just there? Can you just
bitch is kind of redundant. Is
Can you
there
pull up
another
that voicemail
word
she
we
sent me
could
last
use
week?
for
Yeah.
bitch? Cunt,
Yeah.
silly girl.
Hey Jamie, bring up that picture of us fucking again. Let's just assess that.
Can we have a look back at the comments there for a second though? Because
Yeah.
because the thing I liked most about that was there was one of the comments that just that said, "Why does light green sound like Jerry Seinfeld?" And but the thing I like most about that is she doesn't say the guy wearing light green. She just calls him light green, like he's a Teletubby. Like it's just like that's their name.
How else are you gonna know?
His whole identity is reduced to his shirt color.
There's Gray Boy.
Why is Paisley? Why is Paisley shouting so much? Yeah.
Cause he gets it.
Curly.
I think we need more of this. I think men need to do more of this because women do this all the time. They deconstruct text. They use their coven, their community as a sounding board way more frequently than a lot of men do.
I think this is actually modeling relatively healthy behavior.
Yeah. That doesn't exist online.
Yeah.
This is an example.
When was the last time you shared with the boys and what was it about?
That's a very good question. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, see, you're married, so you just share it with.
And also, then
with
you
your wife.
got to be careful on that one because you like because you'll wind each other up and you'll like drive each other mad. But then it's also. It's not like a girlfriend that you're seeing for a bit, and then you can just kind of be like, "Oh, just dealing with that." It's like, no, this is the person that I'm still going to be with years from now, and I can't be like, "Oh, she's fucking doing this, I'm doing my head in," and it's just like, oh, and then like the next day, hey, remember the woman that I'm with for always?
Yeah,
that's why I don't
pledged to be with always.
That's why I used to when I was younger and a bit more of a dickhead. You know, if I was having sex with someone and you made like a home video or something like that, I would never show something like that wasn't consensually allowed to be shown. But if a girl was like, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck, let's make porno and blah blah blah, and she's maybe a sex worker or whatever, I would normally show that. Now I wouldn't even consider that because I'm like, what if that person becomes No, I basically just have betrayed some trust. I think I've just betrayed trust in the past. Well, because I was like a 20-year-old and I was a dickhead. Yeah. And you're with your boys and like, yo, check out this video of this girl really fucking deep throwing my dick.
You're like, oh, look at her deep throwing my dick. I don't think I'll ever really be loved.
We've already...
And I wasn't.
We've already established that I don't like photos and videos, but
That's true.
I would write like a 120 character description of our sex.
Of the sex, yeah, and then let someone else.
We'd write it together, like 120 characters, and then show it. Hey, do you want to see this 2 sentences?
Series.
I love it. You ever written anything have you ever written anything to someone you love or dating that has been a little salacious, a little naughty?
Yeah.
But not just like a text like like I mean like
just 7 M's.
Yeah. Like a really
couple of capitalized ones in the middle of it.
Here's the story.
Here's the story. Yeah. And like text exchange, and then that's always the sort of like, let's hope this is reciprocated. Well, but I don't know about you, but you don't go like full in with the first.
What does Matt Kirshen write in a sexy text? Because you are an eloquent chap, but you're very fucking British.
Yeah.
And also, I can't imagine you being like, oh, God, I want to see that fucking wet pussy gripping my cock. But good day, milady.
Why? If you want to show me a bit of your ankle.
That's my shit. That's what I'm
I dare say I may get the vapors.
Nice. Okay. That's how it goes down, is it?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
It's romantic.
I mean, I'm hard. I don't know about you. Is that doing anything for you?
Oh, yeah. No. We're going to have to get new chairs.
Actually, ironically, and we've discussed this on the podcast past, Jenny is into historical recreation. Like that's a turn on for you, men and women dressing up in ye olde clothing.
Oh, you just said you're off to the Ren Fair next week.
Yeah. I've had partners where I've written
like that,
like pages of like a romance novel, like a dirty romance novel to them.
Historical fan fiction.
Yeah.
But then have you had the thing where you just send that out and then you just get back a kind of like nice and a smiley face back? Or like
no, I wouldn't waste my time. But I have done it where like you're into it, but then you're like, no, now I'm just creatively writing. Like the horniness is gone, and then you're like, this is just kind of a nice story.
Yeah.
And then you send it, and then you're like, well, I gotta go to work now.
I guess I should jerk off maybe before I go. I got 2 minutes. Fuck it.
No, I don't have time.
I'll just pull up Pornhub. Okay. It's true. I mean, like I feel like sexual. Although, and again, this relates maybe to another episode where we talked about like having sex, like chat sex, that when that was a thing online,
right?
AOL Messenger and stuff.
Like with people you already knew, or like you going full on like a sex location.
Strangers on the internet who you never see and never even see a picture of. We go, what do you like? And they go, oh, I'm a blonde 19-year-old girl
Yeah,
from,
and it's
you're like,
probably
cool,
a
I'm
26-year-old bloke, and it's
Yeah.
like,
26, lucky.
like
that would be
14-year-old
a step in the right direction. Like a
45.
63-year-old pedophile from fucking
Yeah.
Wisconsin. But I feel like we remember a time where you had to generate sexuality from spoken word because
Yeah.
you couldn't send a photo of your dick.
No,
over,
you couldn't.
over WhatsApp. That just wasn't an option.
Yep.
There was no Snapchat,
Yeah,
10-second,
It was just
you know.
Jesus. It was what was it? There was the number 3, a bunch of equal signs.
Yeah.
And then,
that was the penis. You're doing
yeah.
cock and balls.
Yeah, yeah.
And then a D, a capitalized D.
Capitalized D.
Yeah. And then you
That's
could
how
always
you
put
knew.
some dashes to make cum come out.
Yeah, yeah.
oh.
Nice.
So you got as far as cum coming out.
Oh, I
Yeah.
definitely came in
like-
symbols a number of times.
Yeah.
I symbol came.
You sure made me hyphenate.
Yes.
Let's go to your clip channel.
Let's go to the next clip.
good.
All right. Let's see what my offering is.
All right.
I mean, mine is not going to be as esoteric as that last one, or as healing as that last one.
It's
I don't
very
think.
healing.
Or maybe it will be. I feel like my stuff is either healing
see.
or no, it's not. This is not mine. This is Matt's second
Yeah,
one.
this
This
is
is
the
Matt's
second thing
new
that
one.
the-
So
Oh, and it's pickleball.
This is the second thing that the algorithm has worked out about
Do
me.
you like pickleball?
do you have one in mind? Yeah, let's
no,
keep it look.
You want me to play the other one?
Oh,
Or this one.
this
This
is.
was just the next one that was queued up, but
Oh, can we have my one?
yeah, let me check real quick.
If you got the first one from me, that'd be great. I do think there is like it's a
We
lost
didn't do
art
the
form
first
though.
one. Oh, my bad. I got ahead. Sorry about
That's
that.
all right. It's okay, Jeff. Are you okay? Do you want to talk
Yeah.
about it?
I'm all good.
Let's pause the podcast for a minute and just have a look. All right, here we go. Yeah, so mine is
right.
very different. So this is by Crystal Waters, who, if you don't know, is
I do not know.
She's a musical artist, and you'll know the
she?
song.
No, it's not she. That's two different. That's the musical artist. That in motivational speaker lady's different.
Oh no, I get that, but Crystal Waters isn't that? That's
Isn't
the
that
original.
guy?
Crystal Waters, I thought, was the original artist who sang this song, and then she's reposted this guy playing the music with this woman talking over the top of it, and she's gone. This is awesome. Like, so the two people that are tagged in it, JSTLBBY, I think, is the woman of color in the video, and then Loma Low Music is the guy who's making the thing. But
okay.
Crystal Waters is
okay.
the singer from the 90s who sang this song. And I love that because it's her sharing something that other people have created out of her music.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a way. So there you go. So that's the
Okay.
backstory to it. But let's have a little look at this one.
You was gonna give up, bitch. You wasn't finna give nothing up. You are great. It's nothing but success in your future. Get up, get out, get motivated. Get so motherfucking shine on tonight. Get up, get out, get motivated. Get so
You recognize the song, right?
I do
Yeah.
recognize this
Yeah.
song.
You wanna morning, she's wanting la da dee la da da la da dee la da da la da dee la da da. I love it.
I love it. Do you feel motivated now?
I feel super motivated. I
So-
feel jazzed.
So if I start posting videos of myself on Instagram and TikTok, can I get like a fun black woman yelling over the top
Yes,
of it?
you can.
potential. Well, technically, you should be the fun black woman yelling.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then someone else might take that and,
And then
turn
yell,
you into
and
a
then yell more.
remix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I really do feel like a grandpa on this one. So how do I put my
How do you
videos
get
on the How do I
motivated?
put my video on the computer?
Oh my god.
Are you attracted to motivational content? Does
Yeah.
that speak to you?
Do you
No.
use it to get motivated?
No, do I use what?
Do you use it
No,
to get
no, no.
motivated?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't use it. I don't.
Okay.
But I mean,
Never
that was very enjoyable.
He's so fucking British, isn't he? There's two types of Brits. There's this type of Brit is where like, I mean, it was lovely. I see what they're doing, and isn't that nice? And then there's me type of Brit, like, I feel really fucking motivated by it. It gets me up in the morning, mate. Do you know what I mean? But how do you motivate yourself then? What motivates Matt Kirshen?
That's
You haven't thought about this.
no, I haven't. Maybe I should be. Maybe I should be getting more excitable black women yelling at me. Maybe I would be
I
more
think
motivated
so.
in life.
I
Maybe
don't think they have to be black women to
No,
get you
but she was very good
motivated,
at
right?
it, and
Yeah.
I think.
She gets
And
up.
I
get
think her
motivated.
race and gender did help on that. I think
Yeah.
that like, I think she was
You're not
yelling
gonna get
at.
canceled. Don't worry.
I think she was
you're
yelling
gonna
in
be
a way-
okay.
I'm in my head. I'm cancelling him right now.
Yeah.
I'm working out what the comment I'm going to write on Threads about this.
I'm sorry, but
I'm just
white
saying,
women
like, a
are
white
not
guy
as-
yelling
are
at
not
me is more.
motivating.
I've just told you I'm leaving Twitter because of the Nazis. I don't want more white guys yelling at me.
To be fair, when a white man yells on social media, it's normally not about something great.
No.
It's
They're
taking
normally
my
kids. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. It's generally a little bit, yeah. They're coming over here. As soon as you
Yeah.
hear that, you know it's going off the rails.
Just because of some things I said, now someone from the court has to sit next to me when I take my kid to McDonald's.
This woke liberal court taking my
Yeah.
kids from
I
Unbelievable.
me.
can't buy my daughter a Happy Meal just because of some scientific ideas that I posted that are correct science.
Exactly. No, I feel like when you hear a black woman shouting on the internet,
Yeah.
generally there could be something a little bit more joyful about it.
Yeah.
If you were to remix one of your jokes, could you see something like that happening? Would someone taking one of your comedy bits and
To
turning
people?
it into a track?
I don't know whether that idea excites me or horrifies me. The idea of one of my bits and
I
then
would
just
kinda
someone
be
next to it just
excited.
going like, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have some
to that
upbeat
song.
bits. You got upbeat material. You have material that is empowering.
I wouldn't say empowering, but I would say
I wouldn't even say empowering.
You don't think Matt's got empowering material?
I don't think anyone's ever
I-
left a show of mine like, you go girl.
Yeah, I love Matt's comedy, but I'm thinking. I'm left thinking. I'm left being like, oh, I like all the places it went.
Thinking is important as well. Thinking
But-
about the
Yeah,
world
but
differently.
if someone's like,
Yeah.
you think, thinking.
I came out of that show and I couldn't stop
You
thinking.
think. Yeah.
That's it.
Dun, 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 dun. Murder Beast.
Kids, ninja kids. That's one of his bits. It's
If you were to,
the
like,
Ninja Warrior.
Create something from your art and fuse it with someone else's art, which is what's happened there.
Yeah.
Which artist would you like to fuse your work with, just to see how it would play out?
That's a good question. You know what I did
I'm
do?
full of good questions.
Yeah.
I don't know if this has become a theme.
You know what I did do once
It's
that
the
was really
cocaine.
fun? Because if you're about like mixing comedy and other art forms, did you ever do Brandy Posey's show Picture This?
Yes, that was really
It was
fun.
really fun. So because we're in LA, there's a bunch of animators just available and great artists.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're on stage, you're doing your stand-up, and next to you there is an animator or some other artist who's good at drawing quickly, just drawing stuff inspired by what you're
Yeah.
talking
I
about.
love that. That's
and it goes
such
up
a
on the
great
screen.
idea.
So that is one experience I've had of like
Yeah.
mixing and then you kind of start interacting because you start doing a bit, but then you see what they're drawing, and then you kind of respond a bit to that,
Yeah.
and you start riffing off each other, and then you're like,
That's a brilliant concept.
Yeah, where you're like, I, don't
that.
look like that, or that's
yeah,
like a
I think I
weird
need to be a
thing
bit
they
more
drew.
muscular. That's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's what I've
Why
always
are my
thought about
legs
you.
so short? Yeah.
yeah, you're not showing me in my full
Masculine
brutality.
Could you do it again, but without the clothing?
Yeah,
that
and more flexing, more flexing and thrusting. I don't think I'm like thrusting enough
I've
in my
always
stance.
thought of you as the thrusting comedian.
Yeah, I'm very groin forward.
So
in my,
to draw it back to the original question,
I
though,
feel like
what
you do
art
No,
would you
I
take?
don't
I
think we-
feel like you do like
I don't
because
think we
I
can
feel
go
like
back.
I feel like Jeff walks into a room like cock first. I feel like whereas I'm like whereas I sort
You're
of like
groin
shuffle
first.
I kind
You're-
of shuffle into a room just like a crab. Just like
Shoulders first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cock first, you're
Yeah, I
groin
go
first. Very
shoulder-
different.
Testicles first.
Yeah. Oh no, I do. Yeah, it
Taint
is
first.
Between the legs.
Yeah.
He walks in backwards.
I tuck them back. I just
Ass and balls first.
That's probably there's a kink website.
Oh, ass and balls.
Arse and balls first.
not enough
.com.
people appreciate because I think like most guys have at one time or another, and it never ceases to be hilarious. Gone for the tuck and then go like, look at this, right? It's
Right.
always funny, but I think not enough guys realize that it's funnier still to turn around and show the behind you
100%.
because that's where the big laugh is.
See, the
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
the thinking
That's
comedian
the
right
deep.
here.
That's
Looks
the
like
deeper laugh.
looks like you've got an armadillo in an MMA grip. So again, I'm going to ask the question again.
No!
No, I want to know what if you were to take the art of comedy, your art of your stand-up.
We've we've done peak comedy right now.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
The ass and the balls.
All right. That's what you would do.
What motivates you?
It can never be. But it is true.
Well, not motivates. I'm just saying, like, if you took your comedy and you fused it with a form of art, what would it be? Would it be music? Would it be
did
joy?
it.
Okay, all right, fair
It
enough.
would be reverse ass and balls.
Oh, I see. So performance art,
Yeah, performance
See, other
art.
Jeff knows.
The other Jeff gets
choreography.
it.
What would that fall under? What would that fall under as an art form?
That's live performance.
Physical clowning,
I think this is. Oh God, clowns do love. You can't see.
Clowning
Clowning-
balls and ass.
puppetry of the penis.
But I mean, it's true. There's so much more clowning, I think, now than in the comedy
Yes,
world than there was a few years
yes.
ago. And good God, they love showing you their assholes.
Oh, they love it.
They do love
They
showing
do.
ourselves, don't they?
Show me a clown, and I will.
Ugh.
You know
show
that party
them-
we're going to on
show-
Is there
Tuesday?
any clowns there?
It's literally a lot of the clowning community,
Oh,
and the
no.
the dress code is either like kink, like sexual, show
Yeah.
your whatever your fetish, whatever your kink fetish is, wear it, or
Yeah.
clown or fetish wear. So it's literally, and one of the games that they're playing is guess the butthole.
There you go.
So yeah,
They
you
cannot
couldn't
help
have been more
themselves.
perfect. They love showing a
cannot-
butthole.
And the thing is, if they're clowns who've been clowning in each other's presence for long enough, I bet they have some pretty
Hemorrhoids.
good asshole identification skills.
100%. Oh,
100%.
these clowns are gonna get it.
They've seen.
These clowns are
you know,
gonna
same
get
way, like,
it.
you know,
Cameron's got a beauty spot.
I-
That's Kevin.
I know your material. I know your material because we've gigged
Yeah.
together a bunch of times. I think if I was in the clown world, I'd be like, I know that asshole. I recognize that ass. You show me a sliver of that asshole, and I can complete the bit.
Yeah.
Like I know it.
We actually all three know each other reasonably well, right? Some of us
Yeah.
better than others in different relationships, but we all know each other. What would you? No, I'm serious. What do you think? I think I know what your assholes look like.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Jenny's got a very clean arsehole.
Okay,
There's
thank you.
a light dapple. I don't think you wax it. You don't clean it out, or you don't nair it. I think there's a light dappling of like just a few strands of hair around the actual
Okay.
arsehole itself. But generally, it's not a hairy arsehole, but it's got a couple of wispies.
Okay.
And I
Like
think
an old
it's,
wise man.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is very wise.
But I think it's very clean. I
It
don't
sits at the
think
top of
you
a mountain
have,
and solves riddles.
there's no damage. There's no hemorrhoids.
yeah.
But it's like a slightly darker color. It's like a slight taint to
Yeah.
the taint.
I mean, you're kind of
Yeah.
saying most. That's kind of what I think
could say
most
Jewish.
buttholes. It's very Jewish.
Well, I've forgotten the last podcast she was even Jewish for a second.
in the last podcast, he goes, "Well, you do a lot of things that
Or a lot of people think you're Jewish.
a lot of people think you might be Jewish."
Yeah.
And I was like, Jeff,
'Cause I am.
I am Jewish.
A lot of people like your rabbi.
Okay, I'm gonna give you your.
People
you're
don't know
right.
I'm Jewish in America because they
Yeah.
they can't deal with two different stereotypes.
Are you
It's
Jewish
true.
as well?
Do you don't know?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
He's not looking out.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Was my name and face not a clue?
Kirshen, I wouldn't think is Jewish.
It was
But I just-
Kirshenbaum. Two
Okay.
generations
All
away.
right.
Wow, okay,
So it was like,
wow.
yeah.
Whoa! All right, get out of here, buddy. That's.
What do you think my butthole looks like?
I think.
Feel free to jump in, Matt.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know for a
To the conversation.
I mean, I went on your previous podcast and it was sponsored by Manscaped, and I feel like you're one of the people who.
Sponsored by his butthole.
But I feel like because we briefly had Manscaped as a sponsor, but
Right.
I think we weren't as believable as sponsorees of Manscaped as you are, and I feel like
Yeah.
I'm looking
definitely
right now.
trimmed
it's-
down a little, like I
so
maintain.
I feel like it's been buzzed.
Oh, you buzz it.
I do actually trim the hair out, but I
Yeah.
do it every now and then. It gets to a stage where it's quite hairy.
Yeah.
There's hair. I'm Greek Macedonian.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the forearm. Gets to a point, and when I know, like probably once every 6 weeks, I go, oh God, it's time for me to
Do you
shave
do it
my
like
Yeah.
a
arsehole.
special occasion, like you're taping or something?
Or
I do
I'm
that.
going to a sex party,
I'll-
not a taping. For a
No, when I do it, when I do a taping.
I'm appearing on at midnight. I better make sure my anus looks
doing a
smooth.
taping or a movie or anything that's on set, I get a full everything.
Wax.
Yeah, I get a
or
full
nair.
wax.
Just so you feel
Wax
good
on
about
there?
yourself.
Nah, wax.
Just so you
I
walk in
don't know
feeling.
why. It was just a thing that I started doing, and
I get
now
it
I
because you
do
feel
it.
that much more sexy and confident when everything is like
I
just
wouldn't
pristine.
say that.
No?
I don't think I feel much sexier. I'm just like, and it's a new me.
You're like,
it
just
just
in
like
case there's a
new?
touch of the Weinstein in this production department.
I mean,
let me make sure my butthole looks presentable.
I've done a lot of simulated sex scenes on camera.
Have you ever had someone in a room when you've gone in for a job actually proposition you with?
No comment.
Oh, so you have 100%.
No comment.
You want to talk about it without getting them in trouble and ending up on a cancellation website? Okay, no comment. Don't want to talk about it. Fair enough.
I'm not working right now. I need to be working.
I don't talk about them if they do happen. Hire me. It's fine.
I just
Hire
know
me.
that Jenny will
Don't
show
worry.
up pristine.
My butthole will be clean.
Matt's butthole. What do you think? Matt's anus.
I think you have hair.
I do have hair.
Yeah,
Little
you have
hairy,
hair.
super pale.
I
Most people have a darker
No,
taint.
I think
and
he's got a
yours is
dark-
actually opposite. It's like a shade lighter than the rest of you.
think it's darker.
Yeah, no,
I think
I tan it.
I think it's darker. I think
that's the only part of
it's
you.
probably less wrinkly than you would suspect.
Okay, I don't know what
Yeah.
level of wrinkleness I would suspect, but
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think there's any wrinkles. I think it's smooth and taut. Look at his fucking face skin. His face skin is good.
there's
He's
no
got good
wrinkles.
face skin. Yeah. He stays out of the sun, hence why there is very
yeah, but
little
my
sun
anus
damage.
doesn't. So that's
Yeah.
why I like.
He's
It's
suns
super
it.
leathery, just very leathery. Yeah. And clean, though. His
clean.
attention to cleanliness is on
I don't
point.
know if I'd ever
Look at
be
those
like, I bet
fingernails.
your butthole's covered in shit right now.
No, but if you've got a hairy butthole, that's why I trim it every now and
Wait,
then,
but
because I
what do we
think
think Jeff's looks
you
like?
have a cleaner arsehole. Oh, Jeff Zenizek.
Me?
He's got a
Yeah.
little ponytail, just like his head. It's like braided up. He's got little, Viking braids.
It's very athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's definitely Scott.
It's constantly doing like butt kegels, just fa, 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 fa. Anyway, buttholes plenty. Let's move
All
on
right,
to our next
next
clip. Oh, what's our next one? Is that another Matt one?
Yeah, we just saw it. Remember the pickleball?
Oh, yeah. Let's have a look at the
Yeah.
pickleball related one.
So this is the second thing that the internet has worked out about me is that I sometimes play pickleball.
Sometimes.
I mean, quite a bit.
frequently.
Yeah,
And
frequently.
this
I
is
was
my Professor.Pickleball on Insta. Let's see what
Okay.
Professor.
This
He's
is
a
just-
professor of pickleball.
So this is on Facebook, and Facebook, my feed there, serves up exclusively.
I like
either,
the pun.
Yeah, it serves up pretty much either comedy clips or pickleball tips.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is just I just picked one at random, but this is just this guy shows up a lot. There's a woman who shows up a lot. Who I tried to find for some reason she wasn't showing up when I was trying to find out because I slightly
I hate
prefer
that he's
her.
not wearing socks
Okay.
with those sneakers, but let's go.
They're ankle socks.
I don't even know
This is
specific.
how to hit a topspin forehand drive in pickleball. For this shot, it's all about the grip. When I have students come to me asking me how do I do it, as soon as I show them the proper way to hold their paddle, they get it immediately.
Yeah, I didn't say this was thrilling. Didn't I not warn you at the beginning? I warned you right at the beginning.
Grab your paddle naturally.
He's learning pickleball.
No, keep playing it. Don't stop it.
You pretend you're hammering in a nail.
I like how Jeff gave me the okay,
That's
like,
not
yeah,
fair.
it's boring. Let's just stop playing.
Success hitting a topspin forehand.
We're learning.
Also, we just found out that
Hit
Jeff
the
is a
forehand,
tennis instructor.
Yeah.
You know what I
knows
love? He's
this.
trying to
Hammering in
find
that nail,
this guy
continental.
making it's
Turn the
useful.
paddle
The information is
slightly
It is
to the left.
useful.
but he's
Like
trying to
so.
make it
It's
exciting.
really
Like he's like,
it's
Oh, yeah.
here's the thing, the
Readjust it in
number
your
one
hand.
thing that no
And
one
now
knows
the
about
paddle-
So
pickleball.
this guy's videos.
Naturally
And a
catch
storm's
the ball.
coming.
See the angle? It's
And this-
naturally like that.
Oh, it is. It's very
Yeah,
moody in the
storm is
background.
on the
Storm,
way.
a storm of topspin. That's what's
Now I'm
coming.
in that
The woman
continental
sometimes
grip.
plays in the
See how
snow.
I'm
The other one that I was trying to find.
flat?
Wild.
Now that we have the grip down, we're going to talk about what to do with our other hand that's not holding the paddle. This is the most common shot.
What
I
you do
see
is you
with beginners
throw
with
the
forehand.
noose over a doorway and then you put it around your neck with the other hand.
They
With that
can't
other
generate
arm,
power.
As the ball comes in, I want you to point at it with your hand, your finger, however you want to do it. And then as the ball gets closer to you, I want you to keep this hand as close to the paddle as possible.
Dude, I'd
Like
hit my
this.
hand immediately.
This way, it's going to get my shoulder involved. So I'm not using one arm.
Always get your
I'm
shoulder
using
involved.
my
Oh, yeah.
entire
See, I bet my game would go
body.
better though if I did take this on board.
How do we
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
How to hit a top.
But this guy does try to dramatize it. Nearly all of his clips are always like, this is how to get the third shot drop in 60 seconds. It's always in 60 seconds. That's always his.
I just love content online trying to make something that is actually quite sweet or not mundane. I mean, like pickleball's
Yeah.
fun. I enjoy playing it. I've
Yeah.
got a paddle in my back of my car.
Yeah,
because of
played
you.
in Vegas.
Although Matt's already pickle racket shamed me.
It's not a good
what?
paddle. It's not
Oh,
a. He's
paddle
Costco?
shamed
Is
me.
it the Costco one?
I'm going to take it to the king parties instead. I'm just going to paint it black and put some leather around it.
To be honest, it is
Use
way
your
more of that kind of
shoulder.
paddle. It's just a little bit of leather around the strap.
Have you ever seen
Maybe
anyone
that's how pickleball got started. It was a bunch of Kingsters were bored.
for real, right?
were like-
It's like, we need to do some more cardio because we are losing the ability to fuck.
Instead of a point system, it was just please Lisa can have another. That's just...
Have you ever seen anyone express themselves through their paddle or some part of their pickleball? Is there an Agassi of pickleball? Is there the bigger, that larger than life Serena Williams of pickleball?
You just asked 3 questions.
Well, you get what I'm saying. They're all around the same thing.
There probably is. I'm not sure who they are, but I know there are now like pickleball
You call
celebrities.
yourself a
Yeah.
fucking fan.
I know the videos that Jeff's waiting to
Ben
jump in.
Johns is the number one.
So that
pickleball
name I
player.
did
Yeah.
know. He's the world number one. He has the
Okay.
highest ranking on both singles
Yeah.
and doubles, and has
Right.
done forever.
But what if he played tennis? How would he do?
So I think most pickleball players are currently most of the best pickleball players are kind of like lapsed college tennis players.
They're kind of like
or
trans women who couldn't succeed in male competitive sports, kind of thing.
I'm just going to leave that
Pickleball
hanging
players.
for you. You can just have that. That can be all
Tennis
you.
players who are no
This
good at
is
tennis go, let me go and
oddly
play
the most-
pickleball.
This is oddly seems like the most cancelable show. With the least
the most
cancelable
mundane.
version.
It's people who grew up as a child truly knowing that they were pickleball players despite being raised
Yeah.
and socialized as a
tennis.
tennis player is what you were trying to
Yeah.
say.
No,
I think
I'm
that.
saying
No, he meant
tennis
actual
players who are
trans
shit at tennis go and excel in pickleball.
No, I
just
think- I
like
think
that
what-
trans
That is
woman
a
who
transition.
never won.
Well,
Yeah.
There you go.
Transitioning from
She
tennis
couldn't
to
win
pickleball.
swimming
Yes.
against men, but then she went.
What is definitely
and
happening
started swimming
is-
against women.
because the game's existed
All right,
for.
Joe Rogan, why don't you
Yeah.
relax a little bit?
I mean, hey Jamie, can you bring that up? Can you? Let's.
Can you bring up this evidence for this
Yeah,
thing that
yeah.
I've just invented in my mind?
Yeah, I've just gotten so used to every time I crack a joke, it all getting very serious and no one acknowledging it that I feel like I'm on a Joe Rogan podcast now. Do you know what I mean?
It's, but yeah,
For the record, I support the trans community. This is just jokes, and if you're offended by it, it's a very male thing to do. So think
You're
about
also
yourself.
assuming that the trans person watching is
The ones who are going to get upset are the women. They are.
Right.
They are going to be the women. It's not going to be the dudes, is it? Let's be real. If you're
I
a
am-
true female to male trans person, you're not going to be upset, but then it's going to be like, that pro's funny. You know? Let's go.
but yeah,
I don't believe anything I'm saying right now. I believe trans men are just
Okay,
as sensitive.
I would.
Just stop.
I think the way to really get out of this is by speaking more. I think you can
Yeah,
really
yeah.
just really work your way back out of this.
Again, the 2 types of British people. You
Just like the 2
say
types
nothing.
of genders that exist. Am I right? Come on, Rogan.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Thanks,
that was
thanks,
good.
Thanks,
that was
thanks.
good.
I appreciate you.
But yeah, I think where were we? What I was going to say is it was an old person sport for a long time.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people, I think it was just
Millennials.
Yeah. Millennials took it up.
Yeah.
Why?
and-
What
we
suddenly
can't
made
have
them
their
go?
houses.
COVID's what happened.
Yeah, but you could play normal tennis during
you
COVID.
can, but
so
it's
what
a
was
lot.
it?
It's a lot harder.
It's smaller. You need
It's
smaller
a,
space.
It's a lot
A
more
lot more
exercise.
breath as well,
Oh,
so
it's way
probably
more
dangerous for
exercise. It's a
COVID.
lot more running around.
Yeah.
Like pickleball, you play on a court that's half the size of tennis. You nearly always play doubles, so you've got like a quarter
Yeah.
of the amount of area to have to cover.
Pickleball's so low energy, you could technically play it while suffering from COVID.
It's
Right.
the only thing
But you
that
can also now play it
millennials-
really high energy at a high level because all the
Yes.
pro or like nearly pro tennis players and table tennis players and other racket sports people have now started moving
Yeah.
into it.
Right.
So now there are legitimately good people who are very athletic who are playing it.
Yeah.
And it's made the
Ruining
sport
it for everyone else.
It genuinely has it's changed the sport. It's made it harder. Like apparently, it used to be a lot more about like strategic little dinks and moving people around the court
Yeah.
and then waiting for your moment. And now, all these people. Now it's a power game of people who are really who have a. That's what.
What are you trying to say, Matt? What aren't you saying?
What I'm
there?
saying
'Cause there's
is,
someone you wanted to
I
put
used
into
to
that
be-
bracket and you didn't.
I
want to
think pickleball 5 years ago would have been way more my sport because I've got relatively quick reflexes, but I'm
Right.
not
Yeah.
athletic in any way. I'm a very unathletic person,
You just want to dink it.
so I just want to move quickly.
By the way, I've pushed back against that. You said that when we were in Vegas and we were playing, where you're like, oh, well, Jeff was more athletic. You made a comment like that. Oh, Jeff was always athletic, so like he's going to pick this up quick. You said something. Bro, if you're good at a sport, that means you are good. You have an athletic ability.
I have a certain athletic ability.
Yeah.
And I think I have relatively quick reflexes.
Yeah.
But I don't have the ability to move at any kind of speed or power.
Right.
And if I try and move a lot within a short space of time, then I become very quickly tired.
Right.
Yeah.
And also a sport. It is a sport that benefits having a certain amount of reach.
Right,
Yeah.
sure.
Having reach is handy.
Yeah, Jeff, you're just on the court. Just,
Yeah. Like I
I
can
Now
am.
you have to move. You're just not.
it's pretty hard to lob someone of your height in pickleball because it's a
Yeah.
really short court.
Yeah.
So
No, I could excel in the male form of the sport as well. I could
Yeah.
go up against other men
Why
and
do you
kill it.
keep gendering it?
I'm just carrying on the bit. It's callbacks.
but I definitely the first time I played,
Doing callbacks.
I know what a callback is.
I'm doing a callback.
but it is also a sport where if you're experienced and you know how to play the angle, you can overcome a certain. Like the first time I played in Glendale, where I often play, and I played a few times, and I was like, I'm all right at this. And then I
Yeah.
came down and got absolutely whipped by one guy who then went, "It's my son's 50th birthday today." So I was just.
But also, you've got to feel good about the fact that when you walk off the court, even though he won that moment, you know he's only got like 5 to 10 left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was, he had to be helped back to his chair after thrashing me.
Right.
Oh my
So-
god.
You're like, well, why doesn't your son ever call you?
Yeah. I gave him
Yeah.
a hand with his oxygen tube, but I was like magnanimous about it.
Enjoy going back to your assisted living because your family doesn't want you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
but
very
he's a
nice play.
Have you ever had
star-
pickle rage?
What's pickle rage?
No, but I have played with people who have, and it's very funny.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing getting mad at like tennis or like football or something like that.
Yeah.
But when you've got like a little paddle, I've seen someone break a paddle, and it's just like this little. They used to be wood, now they're like polycarbonate carbon
Yeah.
fiber.
Just
but like,
bounces over the fucking.
yeah, it just like snaps a little bit, and it's just. This
Wow.
What
yeah.
caused the pickle rage? Why were they so angry? Just by missing a shot? Just by.
Yeah, just by a few bad shots in a row. And also, some people get like I've seen people get angry about because if you're playing at rec level, you have to call. There's no referees. You call the shots, right? You have to.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to say. It's up to the receiving player to say whether a ball is in or not. So you can, people will like kind
There's
of.
a lot of middle-aged
Yeah.
white women playing that game.
There's a lot
and
of-
they lie a lot.
Oh, I've played against someone who, again, this is like a 11 a.m. rec game.
Yeah.
And someone who's taken, like, we won a couple of points in a row, so she took like a water break to break our rhythm and stuff. And you're like, what are you doing?
This is all
Mind
they have.
games, the
This is-
mind
This is
games.
all they have except for, property and money, but that's all they got.
That's
Yeah.
all they got. We got to let
But
them
I
have
have
it.
I have
Yeah.
seen people like get like properly like really competitive, and
Yeah.
it's called pickleball. It's got the dumbest net. You
And I
can't.
love all the
feel you.
pickleball shirts and like.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of that.
There's
There's
such
a lot
good-
of like, don't dink and drive.
Yes. Oh, I
It's just-
love
And
it.
a picture of a pickled cucumber, and it's like, I love pickling.
It's so sweet, but it turns my stomach.
Oh,
I hate it.
it's very cruise ship.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
love it. I love
But I
it.
love that there's a sport now that's influenced by fucking middle-aged to older people. I love that there's
Yeah.
something for them and there's something they can
Yeah.
go, that's ours.
Yeah.
Until it won't be.
Yeah, and
Just
you know,
wait till the movie comes out.
Yeah,
the pickleball.
Exactly. Pickleball.
I straight up know someone who's written a pickleball movie and sold it to Hallmark.
Tiny rackets, big egos clash on the court. Should we watch another clip?
yeah.
Let's see if we can get through a couple more before
Sylvester
we wrap up.
Stallone stars in.
Who's up
Pickle.
next? Is this a Jeff or is this a Jenny?
This one.
Oh, that's me. That's a me one.
Yeah.
This is a Jeff one. All right, so this is by Vintage. Vintage. I thought it was Vintage Annals Archive, but it's not. Vintage.
What kind of
Annals.
hairiness do you think is this Vintage Annals Archive? If it's vintage, that's probably pretty hairy.
This is actually, I really like this because I like seeing art reinterpreted.
Yeah.
I like it in a funny way.
Yeah.
This is The Silence of the Lambs, but as a romantic
I'm going
comedy.
to go out on a limb and say that Vintage Annals Archive is not the person who created this.
Agreed.
This
Yeah.
feels
Agreed.
very much like.
It's been redone on Mashable, so I'm guessing not.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
this is.
Let's check it out.
Here we go. Sounds good. Sounds good.
A good job, FBI agent. Get to travel around and stuff.
Sometimes you do.
You know, we get a lot of detectives here, but I must say I can't ever remember one as attractive.
I graduated from QVA, doctor. It's not a charm school.
Clarice Starling wants nothing more than to make it at the FBI. But so far, turning heads is easier than getting ahead.
Jobs come up, and I thought about you. Not a job, really, more of an interesting errand.
Who's the subject?
The psychiatrist, Hannibal Lecter.
Now, her new assignment might be biting off more than she can chew.
Oh, it's very clever using you. Pretty young woman.
Dr. Lecter, my name is Clarice Starling. May I speak with you?
You know what you look like to me with your good bag and your cheap shoes? You look like a robe.
Perhaps you care to lend us your view on this questionnaire.
He was
Did
looking
you
for
do
a
all
way
the
out.
drawings, Doctor? All that detail just from memory, sir?
Memory agent Starling. is what I have instead of a view. I tell you things, you tell me things. Not about this case, though. About yourself.
Are you hitting on me, Doctor?
What you're doing, Miss Starling, is coming into my hospital to conduct an interview, refusing to share information with me for the third time.
People will say we're in love.
Maybe you can decide for yourself whether or not I'm qualified enough to do that.
Just do your job, but never forget what he is.
And what is that?
So good.
Jack Crawford is hunting your career, isn't he? Apparently he likes you, and you like him too.
I never thought about it.
Your first lie to me, Clarity.
Jodie Foster
You fly back to school now, little Starling.
and Anthony Hopkins in the most romantic movie of the year.
Oh, Clarice, your problem is you need to get more fun out of life.
The Silence of the Lambs.
Good job.
I love it because
well done.
Isn't
It's
it
so
amazing
good.
that like obviously it's editing, but the music, just how heavily like music and
Yeah.
you know and placement can change the entire story
Oh, yeah.
arc or the entire thing. That's what I loved about it.
I loved it. There was a whole thing of these when I was in school.
The first one I saw was The Shining.
Yeah.
They did as a Shining. They just called it, and as like a romance,
An upbeat.
like
Yeah.
a drama, romance kind of deal.
Love
Yeah.
that.
There was one that was like Alice in Wonderland as a horror movie.
Oh,
The
I like-
cartoon.
Yes.
Right around. I remember all these coming out when I was in college in film school, and we were like, it must have been like some film school like assignment, and
Yeah,
then
because
it
it is
just
a good,
kicked off.
it's a great assignment. It shows you
what editing
Just
does.
how
And
to,
also
how to
just
create tone. And
how malleable tone can
Yeah.
be depending
Yeah.
on what other elements you have. Do you ever feel like, and this is my jump off question from this clip, it's another good question.
someone's done some homework on this.
No, I was going to say, do you ever feel like people misinterpret your art? Do you ever have any moments? Have you ever had moments on stage where you feel like people just, because you're quite dry, you're quite a dry character
It's so
on
kind of you
stage.
to call it art, but
It is art.
It is
yeah,
art. What we
but-
do is, it is art, Matt.
it's like dancing
I
around.
can't take you telling me this as well. My parents have already done this my entire life. It is art.
It's art. Do people? Yeah, I mean, I mean, you're never you can't really control how someone takes what you say on stage. You go in with intentions, and hopefully they're clear enough. But
Yeah.
Have you ever had clear moments though where you walked off stage and someone's come up and gone, "Oh, I love that bit you did about blah 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 blah. I believe blah blah blah," and you're like, "Oh no, my joke was not. I was making fun of that thing, or I was."
I'm trying to think of a specific one. What I've had way more is someone going like, "Hey, I love that bit you did about this," and it was like, "That wasn't me. That was the previous person."
That's good. You were so memorable. They just applied other people's material to you. That's nice. They're like-
But people do see what they. I mean, again, talk the way people perceive us and stuff.
Yeah.
I've done, particularly in America, because I look and sound like this. I've had gigs where I finished with like 3 minutes of sex jokes and then a joke with the word cunt in it, and they had people come up going like, "I like how you didn't use profanity." I like.
It's true.
Just
Cunt
because
coming
when
from
a
your
Brit
mouths are
person
much
says
better.
it, yeah,
It does.
Yeah, it sounds nicer.
Doesn't it sound nice?
Does.
It's a tasty word as well.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Well, it's very different in Britain.
Yeah.
It's not gendered in the same way as in America.
Yeah.
You're far more likely to call a guy cunt.
Yeah.
A guy a cunt like than a woman, and also it can be like used complimentarily.
Yeah.
Like, have I
Great
told?
cunt.
Yeah,
That's
like
yeah.
I'm sure I've told you this story before. When I first came here,
You're a funny cunt. You were.
I nearly got in an argument with someone. I was like, he was being hilarious. We were a group of comics, and I was like, "Oh, you're being a funny cunt today."
Yeah.
And he's like, "What did you just call me?" I was like, "No." I was like,
Yeah.
The explanation, it was Ed Burns' explanation, Irish comedian, who's like, "We use cunt like Americans use motherfucker."
Correct.
And it's exactly like you go like, "You're a funny motherfucker," or like, "You motherfucker."
I
And
always thought it was like bitch. Like it kind of had the same
that's-
level as bitch.
In America, I think it does. In America, well,
No, but in England. Here it's like way
it's
worse.
still harder, but I think in America, cunt is bitch plus.
Yeah.
Cunt is like the worst version of bitch.
Sure.
Whereas in Britain, it's like the worst version of like fuck or fucker. Like
Yeah.
Or it could be the best word
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It can
or like
be like.
yeah.
You
Just
funny
like half a
fucker.
level up in
Yeah.
terms of censorship.
We
Yeah.
have nuance in England. That's what we're saying.
Oh,
We're
okay.
capable of
I mean, it's
nuance.
still
We're not
not-
so
Okay.
two-dimensional
It's still a
as
swear word
Americans.
in Britain.
you guys
It's
are
still like you're not gonna-
colonizing nuance now, huh?
Yeah, although I'm not sure why Matt's even involved in this conversation because he is in fact American now.
Yeah,
as
it's
we've
true. So now I
established.
can't say.
So
But
you
like,
can't say anymore.
I want
So
to
you
be
should hate
clear
the
that
word
it
Give
is
me your cunt card back.
Yeah.
You give me...
it is still a swear word. You're not going to see like daytime TV, like, all right, cunts, here's Hey Dougie.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Although I would love that. That would be a beautiful intro to
yeah.
the show.
All right, cunts, welcome to CBBC.
BBC 4, you cunts.
BBC 4. Up next,
Up next,
Reflections
fucking
with
Bluey.
Bishop Mailsbeard. An absolutely incredible cunt.
Bluey makes a right cunt of himself this week. Check it out, kids.
I think that would be,
love
there
it.
should be a strand for that for like adult children's shows, like redone, like literal,
Yeah.
like that, like a redub the original show, but
did you
then as dark, twisted adult material.
Yeah.
Did you ever see any of...
Teletubbies,
There's-
they did that with Teletubbies. They made it like
Oh, I see
sinister.
someone's cut it. But there was a trend a while back, around the time that we would have both been at university, of as well as comedians going around, like past beloved children's entertainers,
Yeah.
then doing the kind of college circuit, but we were like, oh, now you get to watch the puppets swear, and that was the entire joke basically. It was
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And then Avenue Q came along and went fucking...
I
was like
loved
that. That's
Avenue
a whole
Q.
thing, yeah.
I thought it was
I never saw it,
great.
but it was basically like, you see Keith Harrison Orville, which was like a kids show, like
Yeah.
with a duck.
I'm just
but instead he
watching
comes to your
Jenny's
student
face
union.
this entire time because I know all these references. Even when you said CBBC, I knew what that
Yeah,
is,
that's
which is
children's
children's
BBC.
BBC.
Okay.
But I watched Jenny just saying like,
I
like that. What is
They're
that?
being so British right now.
Do you know who Orville is? Orville the
There's
duck?
no reason why you would.
No,
it was
I
a
don't
guy.
know
It was a
Orville.
ventriloquist, and he had this puppet was this big duck.
He had multiple puppets, and
I
he had
did
like
get,
3 of them, wasn't he? He didn't he have
yeah.
an emu as well.
No, that
Orville
was
the
Roy
duck
Hull.
and emu.
I got
oh.
Bananas in Pajamas.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Came
yeah.
over
that was
here.
a cartoon, yeah.
Yeah.
We had
No,
that.
no, it was a live action one. It was 2 dudes in banana suits.
Oh, we didn't
in
see
pajamas.
that. I didn't know
Was
this was
it?
live action.
Bananas in pajamas are coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember it as a
You remember
cartoon.
Mr. Bean?
Oh, Mr. Bean.
Is that like,
What, Rowan Atkinson?
yeah, isn't that like your...
The Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
That's like, I like a,
Do you remember the Queen?
Do you remember the most famous English comedy performance of all time? Other than, I don't know, maybe.
He wasn't a big deal over here.
Yeah, he was. Huge deal over here.
Mr. Bean.
He was one of him. Who were they? What else
But
were we
I
thinking
know-
about? Monty Python
But no,
and
Mr. Bean was
Mr.
big.
Bean are like
There
it
is-
in
I
America,
can tell you
right?
for a fact there is not a single country in the world that Mr. Bean was not big, and I know that because I look just about enough like him to have been told that.
You are Mr. Bean.
Thailand, Mr. Bean.
Actually, now you do excited eyes. Do your excited eyes a bit right? Yes. But like, don't smile though. Don't smile. There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah,
I
I've
was
got
much
just
more
enough
of
of Mr. Bean face to.
I was much more of a Black Adder fan
Would you
when it
give
came.
us a little? Oh, let's play. Would
Did he
you
even
give us?
talk? Did he actually
Yeah,
talk?
he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't drive a Mini.
Do you reckon Rowan Atkinson fucks? Because
Yeah, you know the whole story about with the comedian.
well, I knew at one point he had a girlfriend who's younger. We know her. She was an English comic who was like a younger
Yeah,
female
but
comic.
but there was
And he was
who
wasn't he cheating on his wife with her or
who
something?
was-
And then
no,
they
no, it
broke up,
was-
and then he
I
was
think
with
so,
her.
but I think he's still with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she dated another comic, and he did a whole. It's a great bit about finding out that his girlfriend was cheating on him with Rowan Atkinson.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was the way round.
With
She
Mr.
had a
Bean.
boyfriend cheating on with Rowan Atkinson. I think I know her. Can you look up who is Rowan Atkinson's partner? Just Google like Rowan Atkinson's ROWAN.
Just
Yeah.
Google,
Rowan.
just Google who's fucking Mr. Bean. Just put that.
All right,
Everyone.
this is the last. After this, we are.
We have to wrap it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have to wrap it.
right
We have
now,
to wrap
yeah.
it. Let's see.
'Cause
Come on,
your
we
girls
just need to
gotta
know
get-
who's fucking Rowan Atkinson. Who's Mr. Bean's girl?
Is it Louise Ford?
I think so.
Louise Ford.
Let's
That's
pull up a picture here.
This is not.
Yeah.
I don't think
let's
this is
see.
someone I know.
She should look about 20 years or 20 or 30 years younger than him.
Yeah.
And I can't. But anyway, Mr. Bean fucks. Which,
Yeah, he fucks. I would fuck Mr. Bean.
I mean, he is
He seems funny, and I bet he's got a big schlong.
famous in every country.
Yes, it's her. Yeah.
Oh wait, was it James Acaster?
Yeah, that was his.
It
that
was
was his,
Acaster's girlfriend. Yes, that was
yeah,
it. It was
yeah.
Oh, I somehow this entire.
Oh, and she's
That's
she had a
crazy.
baby with him.
This entire event passed me
Wild.
by. So
How
Wild.
Rowan Atkinson's affair tore his family apart. That was it. So it was James Acaster's girlfriend. She cheated with Rowan Atkinson because she worked on some TV show with him, Louise Ford. Yeah. I knew her. Like, I met her a bunch of times.
Wild.
And I could see it.
Love it.
Look at that photo of those two. Both giving raised eyebrows at each other.
There you go.
Except his
That's
eyebrows
it. That's
more
what she's
quizzical and
into. She's into the eyebrows.
Amazing.
yeah, they're both very
You know
eyebrow
what?
expressive.
Now that I look at it, he looks too much like my brother. I can't fuck him. All right, so where can we find you?
Let's get this off. Thank you, Jeff.
Find me-
Appreciate you, man.
You can find me driving my yellow Mini down the street.
Dangerously around corners.
From a sofa, from an armchair that's strapped to the top of it. And I'm controlling with brooms. That's how I get around LA.
God.
Hanging out with Teddy. Teddy.
Yeah.
Where can we see you, Matt Kirshen, in November? Have you got any gigs coming up in November
In
time?
November, let's see. I know I'm somewhere. I know I'm back in Vegas in November at the Comedy Cellar.
Awesome.
So I'll be there. But I'll put my
All
dates
week long. That will be 2 shows a night through
Yeah.
Monday through Sunday.
So you really, if you're in Vegas, there's little to no excuse for missing me.
Do you put your dates up online on your
that'll
website?
be mattkirshen.com is where I put my dates.
MATTKIRSHEN.
Yeah, if you just Google English comedian Matt K.I. and bang the keyboard, it'll find me.
There you go. Yeah. Or just write Matt Kirshen. That's probably a quicker way to do it.
Yeah, just to yell. Or you could write my exact name in.
I like how you added a middleman. You're trying to give Google a little shout out there.
I'm moving algorithms. I want to move to.
If you use if you use ChatGPT to look up a top 10 list of British comedians who come to America and scroll down and look for the one with the K in his surname, that's how you'll find me.
Get past all the rich ones.
And also, in terms of content that's out there as well, of course, you've got the podcast, Probably Science.
Probably Science. We go through the week in science news with comedians.
I love
it.
that. I love that.
If you want me back on there, I'll come back on.
Awesome. Yeah, we got to still
book me ever and I'll
get
come
Jenny
on it.
and get you on the show, Jeff.
Don't book him.
Fine.
I'll do
no,
it.
book Jenny, book Jenny two more
Jeff.
times without booking me.
I'm Jeff Leach.
I know a lot about science. I know a lot about science. I'd be
English.
great for it. I know a lot about science.
Okay.
Ask me a science question, quick.
I gotta go.
All right, fine. We'll save that for the next podcast. At Matt Kirshen on all social media apps as well.
I think there's an
correct?
underscore on Instagram that annoys me because someone has taken Matt Kirshen and then did nothing with it. I don't know how
A
to
pretender to the throne.
Lame.
live it, that person.
Lame.
Just
But
someone who
again,
hates you
it'll
doing
find
it on
me.
purpose.
The algorithm will find me.
Yeah.
There we go. Love you, man. Thank you very much
Love
for coming on
you.
today.
Yeah, what a
Appreciate
joy.
you, my
It's
dude.
really fun.
Yes, thank you for bringing clips. Thank you for joining us for
Thank
another
you.
Show Me Your Feed podcast with Jeff Leach and Jenny Zagrino. Ladies and gents, we'll be back again soon. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Listen.
All right. I gotta run.
We did it. Thank you, guys. Good job.
Oh, thanks. That was fun.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, look. Great banter out of, what you thought were very much